Hey guys, Tim here. I'm working on building a stomp box. It's for to control the memory banks on a Boss ME-50. They go for about $60 if you were to buy one new. So I bought this box. It's a Hammond box on eBay. This is about the largest one I could find. This is the Hammond 1590BB. And what you can see, I've drilled two, I think they're 7/16 holes for my switch buttons. And then on this side, I have a 3/8 inch hole for my my jack, stereo panel jack. And it operates with a stereo 1/4 inch male jack, which is called a TRS jack that has a tip, shaft, and rim. I don't have one of them down here to show you, but in that way you can send the signal from two different switches through one wire into the ME-50. What I used was, just in case you're interested, I started my holes with a regular, maybe that's a 1/4 inch or less, twist drill, and then I used this step drill, Harbor Freight job. It has markings on it that take you all the way up. It was quite easy to drill aluminum. So then I'm going to show you, this is a momentary switch from Radio Shack. It doesn't click on, it's momentary, on off, which is what the memory bank needs. I've already soldered a green and a red to that one, and here's my second switch. And the green will be the common, and a yellow to this one. So the yellow will go to the tip or the rim, and the red will go to what's ever left, the tip or the rim. The two greens will go to the shaft, and I should have power at that point. I'm going to pause this thing now and get set for the next step. I have to solder my stereo panel jack. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to start this up again and show you the process. You have to kind of think this through. I put one switch in, and I'm going to put this switch in to the hole now and bring the wires out the other side. You have to kind of do this because you have to get your washer and nut on there. And then hopefully I can do the panel jack and be ready to roll if I can solder that pretty quickly. I'm not a very good solderer. I'm screwing this lid on. I'm going to pause this again now and get ready for the next step. I'm going to restart here. You probably can't see this, but I have like a paper towel that's wet. And I clean off the tip of my soldering iron. It gets old solder on there, and you kind of wipe that off. And what you got to do is tin. You got to tin your wires, and you got to tin the fixture. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin up the one tab on here. That's going to be for my wires. I've identified it, I've marked it. Now I'm trying to lay some solder on there. And it's not going real well. Like I said, I'm not a really good solderer. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of sandpaper here. Don't tell anybody. But I'm just going to wipe that fitting. Maybe it's too clean or something. I don't know. All right. Trying to keep things clean. I'm just going to try that again. I'll leave it on while I do it, and then I'm going to shut the thing off and tin my wires too. All right, I have a nice little bead on there now. So I'm going to pause. Okay, we're restarting. The camera went into sleep mode and I thought I lost the video. I've now soldered my two shaft wires onto the shaft terminal, and I'm about ready to prep one of the, I'll do this one here. Yeah, I'll do the yellow wire. I've got to now prep the tab in the wire. So I'm going to tin this up a little bit and try to lay a bead on here. Some. Let me try a little more. Nice to have a nice bed of solder on there when you go to. All right, I think I got it. So now I'm going to tin the wire. If I can get some tin on there. And now, if everything goes according to plan, I'm going to solder this yellow wire not quite good enough. You have to hold it very still, and I'm a little jittery here, so I'm going to try to lay some more. So I got a nice bed of solder on there now. Let me try to tin this up a little bit better. If I could just be perfectly still. In fact, I'm going to clip this wire because I melted some of the insulation. Let's try this again. Let's get some solder on the gun. Be ready. Hold this thing steady if you can, Ryan. Soldering was never my forte, but I've been successful tonight so far. If I can only hold this thing still for a split second. I think I may pretty much have it. Move this out of the way and put another wad of solder on there. I think that ought to do the yellow wire. Good. That seems to be good. All right, I'm going to pause again and come back to you for the last wire and put this final touches on. Okay, boys and girls, I think I have successfully soldered all the wires to the stereo panel jack. So now I'm going to take it out. I'll tell you what, this little clippy thing here, I bought this at Harbor Freight too. Got alligator clips. It's even got like a kind of a spyglass, but holding things steady is a real boon. Because last night I tried this with different wire, heavier wire, that would not, and just I had bad connections and the switch wouldn't work. So I'm down here for take two. I'm embarrassed to say. All right, I'm taking off the ring clips, and I'm now going to try to gently fold my wires up without disturbing too much and get this switch in the hole. Get the switch in the hole. See what I'm doing here. I just put the switch in the hole. I'll fold those wires down. I'm going to put the slip ring and the washer and the nut on now, and gently tighten this sucker down. And if I don't bust anything loose, I think I'm going to have an operational F6 momentary memory bank switch. Bought from mostly Radio Shack parts. Okay, you can see here it is. Switch is now hand tightened. I've got the lid to put on. First, I'm going to tighten these screws up. I'll put this on one more time and show you the final product. All right, we're going to finish up now by just putting these screws in the case. A couple more to go. Kind of tedious for you to watch that, but again, I was afraid that the camera was going to go into sleep mode. Last night I let it go into sleep mode. I was having a tough time soldering, and it went into sleep mode, and I was never able to retrieve the video. You wouldn't have wanted to see it anyway, much like this one. But at least I think this one's going to work, ladies and gentlemen. So the next time I turn it on, hopefully it'll be to demonstrate the working memory bank switching up and down on the Boss ME-50. Thank you for watching. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final countdown here. You can't see me, but I'm connecting the guitar. I just connected the pedal. I just turned on the amplifier. Okay, what we're going to do is go into memory mode. And there we are. The first sound. Second sound. Third sound. We're on the ninth, so the black pedal is up, this one's down. It works. I'm going to hold the camera up and show you. You can see that's 6 flashing. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 0, and if I go to the black button, you'll see it goes up, goes down. Okay, they seem to be both doing the same thing, and I'm not quite sure why that is, but the good news is that it works. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be it for tonight.